All right, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. First carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissic. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Wilson on 1st down. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Now following the interception, here's Newton. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now a first down throw for Newton. Looking for Funchess, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And that's incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know how we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone? Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end. And it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, Wilson. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Bobby Wagner coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Third and long. It's Newton. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down. And Gano's kick is right through. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field, and it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him, but whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. From midfield now, here's Wilson throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Baldwin, and they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale all the way up here? Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going in a nice groove where he becomes a little more consistent throwing the football?
Because you miss those first 2, but you get up the 0 for 4 range. That can be a little tricky, but able to settle in, hopefully.
Yeah, now you won't have any confidence issues. Now you can kind of get it back even with just one throw.
They go play action here on first down. On the move to his left. And an alley to run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
But we were out of practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Two-hand. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster. Both hands on the football. Taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their 38. Following the fumble recovery, Newton. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty, because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is, because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
And an alley to run. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That burst good for 20 and a first down. A first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Clock running, under a minute to go now here in a fast-moving first quarter. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And Gano's kick is right through. And that will make it 6-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Play action. Now Wilson. He hits Jermaine Kearse. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Penny, a first down carry. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense, to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
On third down, Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 29 yards on third down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A carry now for McKissick. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down, Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. First target, first catch, and a first down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Penny will try to punch it in, and he will not be denied. Into the end zone, touchdown Seahawks. Rashad Penny, his second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. Janikowski good with the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
I know the special teams coach will not permit himself a smile here, but inside he's glowing. This is what he practices for. This is what he schemes. This is what he watches tape to put himself and his team in a position to score points. An absolute dream return.
On 1st and 10, Newton. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They pitch it out to Anderson. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good gain, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And this is going to be incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
Good field position to start the drive after the missed field goal. Here's 1st down from the 42. Here's Wilson. They'll lock him with a grab over the middle. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made by K'Wan Short. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Wilson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Here's a give to Penny. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Yeah, absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Wilson. And that is incomplete.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their third of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
The Seahawks on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. And Janikowski bangs it through. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, a piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Carolina getting set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 46 yards.
Well, there's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Here we go, fellas. Check. Set with E.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. And an alley to run. And down inside the 15 he goes. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first. give it to Anderson. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll try the air now with Newton. Dancing to his left. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. This is fielded at the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down at about the 15. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Come on now.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again. Newton. Looking for the out route, and he's got more. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pick up there of 20 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Handoff comes to Anderson. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Back to the ground, this time Lynch. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
the more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
To throw is Newton. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, go down, go down. Set, 180.
They run the counter now. It's Anderson. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. Hard throw, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at about the 32.
Hey, tempo, tempo, tempo.
They go play action now. Wilson rolling to his right. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Keep working, baby. Keep working, fellas.
The handoff to Penny. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
Tempo, tempo. What?
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to air this out. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 15. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Hey, set, 180.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Moore. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Set, 180.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because This is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, here's Newton. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Bobby Wagner in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Newton. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Penny. Still shedding tackles. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense, because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Running left, it's Penny. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
To throw on 3rd down. Wilson. He's got Lockett. And he's got this down to the 35. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And now running right through it. 11 more on that one and another first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
No gain on the play there, second down. He had a great read there from his free safety position. And, Charles, you know with those guys, it's all about their eyes. They have to be laser-focused.
Yeah, I had to fake my way through it when I was playing, but now I can see exactly what they're doing. And on that play, he obviously had no presence to feel like he's being pushed for a pass. And without that, that allowed him to get up to the line of scrimmage and hold him to no gain.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, Wilson. Buying time to his left. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
I know I'm supposed to do the analysis here, but I've got to ask, how did he stay alive that long in the pocket?
Yeah, great footwork, which we know he has. If he would have been able to stay alive, get rid of the ball, or run for some yardage, he would have had a very unhappy defensive coordinator, I believe.
No doubt about that.
From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Caught left side by Funchess. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Out of the gun, Newton. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The offense on third down tonight, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football.
Hey.
Back to throw, Newton. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Anderson. He showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. They run it again with Anderson. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Now Newton. Steps away to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Funches with a catch over the middle. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Newton finding Funches for the Panther first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run, Anderson, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
gun. Express!
They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. Oh, no, he lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Hey, tempo.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this.
We'll play time, guys. Let's go.
Now they'll run it again with Penny. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They keep it with Penny on 1st down. Oh, and now he bowls him over. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Oh, Wilson going to throw. It's complete to Lockett. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Throwing now is Wilson. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the 1st.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. One final kneel down here as it comes inside the 40-second mark, and that should be enough to put this one on ice. So with that neat 3 weeks in the books, and they creep above 500 now at 2-1.
You know, I played with a guy once after taking a knee at the end of the game, and he came in and grabbed the equipment manager and said, make sure you wash that spot, you know, special, because I just took a knee for a win. That tells you how much guys enjoy that, because getting a win, no one takes it for granted.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Seahawks, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.